It's the last day in the month of February, and it's been long, but finally and eventually we're here. If you want to throw a party today, make sure you invite me as we celebrate the last day of the second month. But have you realized that we have just barely about 9 months and some weeks to the next Christmas? Merry Christmas in advance to you. Very good morning and welcome to AM Ghana here on Advert Television. My name is Reginald Adi, and well, you've tuned in to greatness, of course, information, education, infotainment, entertainment, and all the meant. And I meant to say that I'm not doing this alone. I'm here with the ever beautiful Anastasia. But good morning.
Good morning.
You want to come?
February, March,
April, May, June. Oh my God!
July, August,
You
September,
remember?
October, November, December. Oh,
January, February, March.
This one, it used to be a matching song
Yes,
for
yes, yes,
most
yes,
of the
yes,
schools.
yes.
And so if you forget, at least when you get to assembly grounds, you remember.
Well,
And
I think
it gave us a way of not forgetting
exactly
the months of
that was the import
yes,
of it.
in the year. And also, 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest has 31, except February alone, which has 28 days clear and 29 days in each leap year.
And
Anytime I am confused on how many days February especially
you will
has,
recite. You
I
will
have to
recite.
recite it several times to be able to remind myself.
Exactly.
The other time I was even arguing with Agnes over how many days this particular February has got. And she was telling me 28. I said, no, we are not. I said 27. She said 27 also, and I said 28. I said, okay, we are not in leap year. We're not even sure. So we're just arguing. I have to sing it and sing it. Then I checked my calendar again before I was setting.
Yeah.
And I think that we've moved away from that kind of learning now.
I don't think we've moved away. We have grown beyond the stage. And so it becomes a part of us. But guess what? The kids are still learning it in school.
Are they still doing it?
Yeah, they're still learning it in school. I mean, if they don't learn it, then they would have to devise a new way to remind themselves of the days of the month and even, how the months follow in succession. Because I still recite 30 days as September, April, June, and November. I recite it almost every day. And
you never forget it.
It goes alongside with the timetables. So I am found wanting in the 7th timetable and the 9th timetable because within those weeks they were learning, I missed school. And so I took it upon myself to learn it. But of course, the impact, learning it on your own and, learning it by rote as you would have with a class and all that, I'm not feeling that impact. Sometimes, instead of the 7 times, I have to go and find, maybe I want 7 times 4. I have to go back to the 4th timetable and get to 7. You have to be able to get in. But hey, all of these things molded us. They've made us who we are.
Yeah.
And if they are ever changing, then we pray that it should be better, not be scraped off at all. How was your weekend, Nas?
My weekend was okay.
Just okay. No weddings, no
I'm here to start
tripping.
the wedding season.
Okay, because
From next week.
What's the squad's name again?
Escobes.
Escobes. Oh, the Escobes, yeah. I don't think you ever rest. And so every weekend should be,
No,
an eventful weekend for you.
As ambitious as we are, all of us, we are 9, 1 in the US.
Wow.
And 8 here. 3 married, and the rest are also still very strong, single and strong. And we talk almost, so we have a common platform. We talk almost every time where we know what is happening with each and every one of us. And so, well, because there are others working outside Accra, and so we will not have the regular weekend outings anymore. But when we want to go on such a spree, we make time for
massive.
it. We make time for it. I think that the Christmas gave us an opportunity to also unite again because we had to go for a housewarming of one of our ladies.
Okay.
And kudos to Mrs. Japan, mother. Yes, so we converged there. Yes, and other places as well. We are planning. Easter is coming, so it could be our next.
Yeah.
But we have other activities we want to embark on. Moving on in the new year like this, we've decided that as birthdays come and others, we might want to be extending some help to the needy, the children's home.
That's the best way to observe
and all other things. At least to make our existence very significant and the name very significant.
Significant you shall be. We pray that the Escobes, but what's behind the name? You know what we're going to do? You guys should get ready and come for a proper interview.
Interview.
We're going to go into the Escobars properly. There are several girl squads, and let me say kudos to Ashiliwa girls as well.
You know, it's interesting how, by my statuses and what I put on my status, when people, some friends outside Escobars who see, people are interested in what we do.
Exactly.
The fact that we're always together, how, and you know, we're back from university. You dare not touch one of us because we all come for you.
You touch one, you touch all.
Oh yes, we'll come
Exactly.
for you, and not just that. When it comes to education, we cover up and all that.
So it's more like you marry one, you marry all.
Oh,
Y'all can share
we are
one
a package,
husband.
we are a package. So if you're doing something for one person, it's like we are all coming along. You
Well,
know?
I think I should marry an Escobar then, because if I marry one and I'll get all.
Oh, you get all, you get all. And people are interested. It looks like people want to join. They are asking, oh, can we join? We are not thinking of that because one of my friends, one of them said that we now know how we all smell. We know how we all behave.
Oh.
We know how we are. And so it's not going to be open for any other person to join. Maybe an annex or a sub.
Well, with such
okay.
groups, once there is such level of development, the next thing is to, actually establish a route, a procedure, so that when you initiate, they follow up and grow into, becoming.
Yes, and so that's why we are relenting on really getting people in. We want to see how we will go about it because they even spoke about someone even mentioned constitution. I said, we are a nation.
I didn't know it has got so far. But if you're speaking about constitution, let me share my weekend with you. I wasn't reading so much of constitutions, but studying the standing orders as a future member of parliament for, I don't know the constituency yet. I think that going in and out of parliament warrants that I abreast myself with the standing orders, and it is always a matter of debate. Over the past week, we saw how deputy majority leader, I beg your pardon, Honorable Afenyomakin, had been, very strong about certain things, and he lambasted very much Joy FM, a reporter from Parliament, for a misrepresentation of what he had said. But I think actually, Mumdia, he said it. He said it. I'll say it. He said it. I was there. He said it. Only that the context or content of the reportage may not have been exactly what he meant. And so, as a legislator who have been in the House for a very long time, my only certain comment is that sometimes they should be careful, because it's the same member of parliament who also, during the 14th February sitting, that was the National Chocolate Day, National Cocoa or Chocolate Day. He brought a box of chocolates, sharing with his people, and he indicated the minority side asked for a bit of the chocolate. He said that if he would give them, then they would have to agree to the e-levy. So these are some of the passing comments. These are just passing comments, and it's unfortunate that reporters would take it up and make a whole story. But the thing is that he said that if I give you the chocolates, you have to. So if I headline that story, then of course I may be speaking the truth. It was the same situation that he said, these are some of the reasons why we need the e-levy. Anyways, it was an interesting week in Parliament last week, and it's been interesting. Over the weekend, my weekend, still observing happenings in Parliament, following some of the members of Parliament. First Deputy Speaker, Honorable Joseph Osei Wusu, has come out. He came out over the way, I think it was Friday, but we got hold of the message on Saturday. He is not happy about the speaker's, description and comments of his ruling as insubordination and what's illegal and what have you. So he says that the speaker is intolerant to divergent views. He thinks it's unfortunate the comments that the speaker made of him. I took the opportunity as well to exhibit and establish his stance. And in conclusion, he indicated that he would, as much as possible and as far as possible, go by the standing orders and, where necessary, be guided by precedents. But what it appears to be is that Honorable Joe Wise doesn't seem so perturbed about the wranglings. He also indicated that there is no tension between he and the speaker, but just sometimes work issues and sometimes the reportage that they come out with as well, some of the press releases. He said that the speaker, before coming into the chamber, had a meeting in his private chambers with him, where the speaker indicated that, oh, I've heard you overruled my rulings. I'm about to go into the proceedings of the previous day, so I'll go through. You will hear from me. And then the speaker comes into the house. That is according to Joe Wise. The speaker comes to the house and indicates that he is aware. Joe Wise says he doesn't understand these things, and sometimes at the end of the day, you don't know who is lying. But who am I to? In Africa, they say that when elderly people lie, you don't say that they have lied. They say that they skip the truth. And I don't know the difference. When somebody says, please, you are abnormal, it means that, Germany. But in Africa, we are not allowed to say it as it is. So I can't say that somebody is lying. But I know that somebody didn't say the truth. Whoever didn't say the truth, please, we are young ones. We look up to you. We don't want you to come and be lying. So come out and tell us the truth. But hey, tomorrow also would begin an interesting week in Parliament. We were supposed to have the president come do the State of the Nation's address this Thursday, but the order and proceedings for the week didn't contain it. So maybe, let's see, maybe next week or so we'll bring reports on that as well. So that's been my weekend, observing rulings in the country. And for Ukraine, let's pray for our brothers in Ukraine, seeing the videos and the unfortunate attacks and all that. We can only pray right now for our brothers and sisters in Ukraine, and even for Russia as well, that is waging war. Because as it stands, Ukrainian soldiers have, to some extent, killed some Russian soldiers, and it goes like that. Let's pray for them. We pray that they drop their weapons, their ammunition, and pick up the weaponry for peace and fire into areas where war is. We'll have a peaceful world.
That's very true. That's very true. And last Friday on my sister saying we were able to speak to the president of NUX in Ukraine, the chapter, Dnipro chapter, and then also the general organizing secretary for Ukraine. Right. That's NUX. So Nana Ifa Hockman, who mentioned that they were trying to collect names of all students who are in Ukraine in the most of the affected areas, and even across others that were not even affected, to be able to have them move to the nearest, because there's no embassy or high commission whatsoever in Ukraine. And so they were going to Poland and then some other areas to be able to seek for shelter and then safety. And so this morning, I have heard from the Honorable Shirley Ayoko Butchie, who has mentioned that they've been able to get about 220 Ukraine students who will be heading to the country. Oh, when was that? Because this morning. Yeah, this morning. Because as of Saturday, she had indicated that they cannot evacuate the students at that time, so they were ensuring safety rather. Okay. And they will come from our checks, they are about 1,002. So let's say 1,000. A little over 1,000 students in Ukraine. And from what she is saying, the 220 students are those who the government of Ghana have been able to get together to bring to the country. The other students, however, are also have been, so like the general secretary, organizing secretary mentioned, they have been able to locate themselves to Poland, to other places as well. And the Honorable Foreign Affairs Minister has also assured that their commissioners, the high-profile members are going to receive students and make sure they are safe before they even prepare them to come to the country. And I think that is good news, because we were worrying ourselves on how they were going to move. Actually, Friday when I was speaking to him, I was not so sure, because you could even see and even feel how there was so much fear in there when he was even telling me that they were planning on moving from there to Poland, because of course on that journey a lot can happen, and we were praying for the best. And I think that it's good news this morning to hear so. I'm sure it will be captured in the newspapers. It's actually captured in the Daily Guide here, okay. But I'll let you begin. As they say, ladies first, so every good thing comes with you girls. Over to you. All right, so this morning, well, pardon me, my voice isn't too good this morning. And the Daily Graphic, which calls itself the Truth and Accuracy one, It says on page 16, pay 5.7 million Ghana cedis to state. Shraj directs former PPA boss. Hey, this man again. AJ Boating J, former PPA boss. What has become of him? The other time on the newspaper review segment, I think we were speaking about, when we were talking about government and corruption, how we can tackle it as a nation. His name came up. I don't know how far they've gotten with him. Anyway, the same page again says that demand rules of conduct for media owners. This is coming from Professor Kari Kari as well. And also 4 pages ahead, whole technical university turns away latecomers to matriculation.
Yeah, marking register.
Matriculation.
Tertiary.
Even graduation, people don't go.
Oh.
Not matriculation, now that they are coming to the school.
Well, sometimes you ask yourself what the essence of all of this is. They are just, moments where students just dress up, wear clothes, and take pictures. Matriculation, hey.
It is just
it has become a formality.
Yeah.
It has become a formality. Matriculations are when we're supposed to gain proper orientation, know our ways, around campus. If you want to change a course, these are the procedures. If you want to visit a particular lecturer, all of these things are supposed. But matriculation is just, they go, they sing hymns, and then they pray, and then they come back home. And you are turning students away. Is that the essence? Is the lifespan of the students dwelling on the matriculation alone? Now, these are tertiary students. We believe that by the time they get there, their minds are molded to live on their own. This also means that they can grasp, campus modalities on their own. So why turn students away because of matriculation? People go through the entire semester, or even the entire university or tertiary period. They fail woefully, and because they know somebody, they are kept in there. They are not asked to go back, or because it's tertiary, of course, you can't repeat people as well. Maybe it's high time they started thinking about these things, because anyway, I don't want to mention anybody's woe. I've been in tertiary and known people who cannot even read a single line, and they find themselves there. You admit people, and then you sack people because of it. Anyway,
with regards to what Reginald said in Parliament, Honorable Joe Wise and also Speaker not taking in divergent views. Well, that is what is captured here on page 18 of the Daily Graphic newspaper, and that's coming from Joe Wise to Speaker. Is it an advice? Well, and what I also spoke of on the Ukraine-Russia conflict, 24 Ghanaians arrived today. Oh, okay, so 24 arrived today, 460 evacuated, and they are expected to be followed by 220 others who have also exited. So that's the number I was referring to. And that will do. There's something I just captured in the center spread, which talks about science of drinking cold water. I will read that later, but you should also do well to grab a copy of the Daily Graphic and get details of it.
Science of drinking cold water. That's what I did review. Otherwise, let's jump into the daily guide. Ex-PPA boss to vomit 5.6 million Ghana cedis, banned 10 years as well. Ajay Boating J. Stories on page 3 of the daily guide. Now, court posts orders on Burger MP's house. Court posts orders on, it's not Burger, I must say Burger. Okay, Burger MP's house. The stories on page 6 of the daily guide. Now, so this is what I've been talking about. Joe Wise fires a Bagbin. Joe Wise fires a Bagbin. Interesting headline here. So if you don't read into it, what you would deduce is that either Joe Wise has exploded verbally at Speaker Bagbin, or that he has fired him. It's really. Grab a copy. We've taken you through the happenings, so it's not as you literally hear it. The big story here: 460 students flee Ukraine. 220 to arrive soon. How soon is soon? Madam Shelley Ayoko Butre, good morning to you. How soon is soon? Back page, well, of the daily guide. So this is for Chelsea, and sad how Chelsea graced Ibrahimovic handing over yesterday. Ibrahimovic hands over Chelsea stewardship. Yes, he hasn't handed over like totally completely. He's still in affairs, but for stewardship, for people to run the team, the football club. Yes, he will just be standing by and be watching. He's still the owner of the football club, all the same. But yesterday, they did it to Chelsea. The sad one. After 120 minutes and several shootouts in penalty, I had to take off my Chelsea jersey and hide it, put it in a polythene bag, and wear Ghana jersey. It is well. Chief grabs both a golden jubilee tennis. So that's it for sports and the front line head stories, her front page headline stories. There are some other interesting stories in the center spread. Grab a copy and read into them.
All right, and the new Crusading Guide, National Security debunks claims over arrest of journalist, and page 10 has captured the details. Grab a copy and read. And on the same page again with others on page 3, Ghanaians evacuated from Ukraine, several others taken to safe zones. This is coming from government. And military-led task force set ablaze excavators and houses. Residents demand justice. Also, ex-GOC Vice Evans Yeboah charged with $8,276.5 debt and fraud by BCA. COP Mamia Tiwa Adodankwa honored, named among distinguished female police officers globally. Recently, we were asking where she was because we've not heard of her.
She's been promoted.
She's
Yes.
honored.
Promotion, promotion, promotion.
Rights are not absolute. Free speech may have criminal consequences. Ace Ankuma touches on it, and I'm sure this is going to go all the way to Honorable Francis Xavier Susu's comments on the judiciary and politics. Well, that will do. For the sake of time, we'll do just the front pages. And that's it for the new Crusading Guide. Grab a copy.
Okay, so let's look into the latest statement. And the DI, what's DI? I don't know. Government has performed despite COVID shocks. See the story on page 3 of the Daily Statesman. 4 ships to enhance Navy operations. This is coming, as a way of revitalizing and reinforcing our security. 4 Navy ships. Don't dare. UTAG urges members to return to classroom. And a big story here. Government secures the safety of Ghanaians as Russia-Ukraine war escalates. Stories on page 2. And so, well, Anastasia indicated that just for the sake of time, we'll do the front pages. So that's it for the Daily Statesman. Grab a copy.
The True Independent, the Chronicle newspaper, says that, well, they are still reminding the public over an increase in price of the paper to 4 Ghana cedis. Now, ruling on a probe into COVID-19 expenditures, Bagbing walks into the lion's den. First Deputy Speaker bluntly repels his attack, and attack includes pages 2 and 3 has got details. Also, there's a picture of the Speaker of Parliament flanked by soldiers and police officers. Some other stories again, brace up for rise in prices of goods despite 30% benchmark value. This is coming from Guta. And now my 27.5 million Ghana cedis fee on liquidity support was legit. And at ACN mentions Ukraine crisis, 220 Ghanaians expected home soon. Page 3 has got details. And the quotation for this morning is from Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Very true. It is as true as how sweet sugar is. It's very, very true.
Sugar is sweet and it's true.
Very, very true. A soft answer turns away wrath.
Oh, yeah.
But a harsh word stirs up anger. Of course, on the road, in the house, someone asks you a question, and if you give the other answer, of course, you know how the person is going to take it. But if you just keep silent and you walk away, whatever the person has to say is in the person's head. It remains there because you don't live in their minds. So you don't get to know what is in there. But
silence is golden. Yes, but if you would ever speak softly, you don't know what a person is going through. And your words could make or break a person. Your words could actually just cause somebody to tie a noose on their neck. and commit suicide just by your words. I have said that the tongue that we speak with is a restless evil. The same tongue that we use to bless people is used to curse people. And words are powerful. I call myself Ray Wordsmith because I am sensitive to words. And I try to understand the import of every word. So you can call me maybe emotional, but if we are not on that playing field, and you throw any word at me, as an overthinker, it would go deeper and deeper and deeper with me. Thankfully, I am able to grab hold of myself at a point. But how about those who are not able to grab hold of themselves? Well, words are powerful, and when you get the chance, use them to bless than to curse. Let's go into the Guinean Times, the most authoritative newspaper. Ghana plans to evacuate citizens, foreign minister says. The story is on page 16 of the Guinean Times. Former PPA boss banned 10 years from holding public office, directed by Shraj to refund 5.6 million Ghana cedis to states and also declare his assets. Nungwa Manche charges EPA and town and country planning to protect water bodies in Greater Accra. Sad when you go to these new sites and people are building in waterways. There is demarcation, waterway, stop building. But the people are actually, mixing mortar and cement and still building. I don't understand where we are as a country. Things will go bad and they will call on whom? Mr. President. All the same, Mr. President, good morning to you. Mr. President, have you heard from Ghanaians from Saturday? Okay, maybe you don't join the public transport, of course, although you ride the public transport. Now, the people that are riding the trotros are really having it. In fact, it's not been easy. Well, although we were informed of price increments from a Monday by the Concerned Drivers Association, signed by the GPRTU and the GRAA, many did not expect that the reality would hit us so soon. But here is the reality. Some drivers do not have a proper calculation of what a 15% is from the initial price to the increased prices. And so, passengers who believe that they understand the fares tend to educate drivers, and it is war. I moved from my end in the western part of the country to somewhere around, and let me say kudos to the current administration for the Pokwasi interchange. But there again, when you go there, right after the interchange, the whole traffic has piled up going onwards. And so I am still trying to find the import of the interchange. I'm not saying it's useless, but I'm saying that one good thing has been done, another good thing should be done. One good turn deserves another. So it will go on. So that was where I went to. So I picked the transports in bits, and it was hell. It was war all over, from trotro to trotro to trotro to trotro. I intentionally parked my imaginary Range Rover, boarded the trotro. Today, Monday, people have still not grasped the transport fare increment. Now, it's not just about grasping, but about the brunt that Ghanaians are bearing in the increment of fuel prices. Now, this has already translated. Last week, Nanyama Collison bought a toothbrush for 5 cedi 50 pesos. Toothbrush. It used to be sold for 2 cedis. Now it is 5 cedi 50 pesos. And we all know that fuel price increments has a rippling effect, has a domino effect on all other sectors of the economy. And for an administration that is very much keen about our economy, I wonder where we go next. We have been warned that if we do not take peculiar measures, by the end of March, fuel prices would escalate beyond the 8 cedi mark. And we are scared as Ghanaians, because whilst government is indicating that it may not be able to pay salaries for the next 3 months, prices are just increasing on the market. And so I, on behalf of all other Ghanaians, whatever we have done to warrant these price increments, we beg We won't do that again. We are sorry. Whatever we did to warrant all this suffering, we beg. Yes, Abio. We beg you. Thank you very much and good morning. Anastasia Badu, you have anything for Nana?
As for the prices today, Reginald, contemporary is still selling at 10 Ghana cedis and about 6 or 7 medium-sized tomatoes selling for 20 Ghana cedis. It's too hard.
It's very, very hard. Very hard.
It's too hard. When I think is it yesterday or Saturday, I was watching a TikTok video, and this is a typical Ashanti guy who was complaining. I was like, he had 10 Ghana cedis, no 20 cedis, and he was going to buy wachi. He said he got to the wachi vendor and he says, "Mami wachi 5 cedis." No, he said 3 cedis. Now mami gari macaroni ni spag 1 cedi. And then he says the woman goes like, "Hey, about says, he said, me and Sunny now mom 1 cedi, ebia 1 cedi."
It can never be.
And he said, "Okay, any man it's okay. Mommy, name 3 cedis, 5 cedis." And then he explained, he was like, just Accra has said, no, unless you have 20 cedis before you can eat.
No, but it's
just
true.
Just for the morning.
Just for the morning. It's the sad reality.
Then immediately he's packing back to Kumasi. Then cedi he can eat 2 days. But Accra. So I don't know if it's only Accra that is affected.
I doubt it is just Accra. Now, well, so not to advertise, but VIP Jeune, I mean, this is one of the biggest transportation companies in the country. They've also announced their new prices, and you know now the price from Accra to Sunyani is about 90 cedis. So in and out is 180 cedis. And it's a Mimeko Sunyani with 180 cedis. I will stay in Accra. So the whole of last week, you realize that on the high street, usually when I'm moving from Parliament back to the office, there is such huge traffic. Now it is free. Oh yes, we want our roads to be free, but not as a result of people's inability to part with money.
Yeah.
Come on, Abba Mami, Nana, Abba Mami, come to Mokola. Come and see what is happening. People have deserted the place. It is not about Operation Clean Your Frontage. No. It is not about Operation Making Ghana Clean whatsoever. No. People do not have the money. People are finding it difficult to part with the little money. Now, even you will come to Accra, what are you coming to buy? Your money cannot even buy the olunka of Gary anymore. The tomatoes, look, you'd rather buy it from home. Because when you come to Mokola, it's the same. Now there is nothing like Mokola price. Now it is everywhere price, everyday price. How can we be buying water, which is supposed to be one of the most common commodities, for 30 pesos? Hey.
As for that, Reginald, I had a problem with the change of denomination when we were moving from the old currency to the new currency. And that is what affected the price of water.
It affected water first thing.
Yes,
exactly.
It affected water. And so from that jump, there was no way it was going to go back. You know, they've actually made attempts of increasing it in time past before we even started witnessing these hardship or the economy not being stable, fuel prices shooting up, and so affecting almost every goods out there. And so as for that, it has a root. And because it was not tackled at the time,
yes,
it is something we are going to. So you can imagine one day we are going to buy water for 50 pesos.
Of course, we would get that. We would get that.
And that is what has scraped off the penny. You know, the penny was a choice. If you don't have the money to purchase the pure water, the sachet, then you do the ice water, the one that they use for the ice blocks. You get that one and then you drink. But now it is not there anymore. And we have gotten to the place where someone might not be able to purchase pure water.
No, it's not that someone might not. There are people who find it difficult. Because look, Nipan, wire calculation, you know, they wake up in the morning and everything is scheduled, is streamlined. You know, if Wobita is a person, maybe he eats, let's say, gobe in the morning. You know how gobe demands water.
It jinx you.
If he doesn't happen to find himself in those areas, you know, where people are lucky enough to have, let's say, you know, price packages,
Okay.
Let's say auto 4,
Uh-huh.
auto 5, 1 cedi. You know, there are areas like that where you get them. Like if you're not lucky to buy it like that, then you have to buy each sachet of water for 30 pesos. The way Gobe demands water, the way Komi Kekina demands water. We pray that we get over this. But a very good morning to the leadership of the nation, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Your Excellency Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the economic champion. We beg you, whatever we have done to suffer price increments like this, we won't do that again. We are sorry. A very good morning to you. We'll be right back.
Digital Bawumia.
Length is a period of admonishment, fast, given, self-denial, and remorse. Join us this season on the